Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I see folks are popping in. Feel free to say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're joining from. I'm coming in from our offices in beautiful Berkeley, California. Ime, where are you at right now?
Here at the Lawrence, also in Berkeley, California.
So exciting to see everybody coming in. This is awesome, awesome. My name is Miss Jo. Welcome to our Cocoa Chemistry Valentine Science Virtual Family STEAM Night. This event is hosted by Scientific Adventures for Girls in partnership with the Lawrence Hall of Science and also Sandia National Laboratories. And I said it before, but my name is Miss Jo, and I'm a program coordinator and a head teacher at Scientific Adventures for Girls. Scientific Adventures is a nonprofit that provides after-school science programs for TK through sixth grade kids. Our goal is to increase positive attitudes towards STEM, increase hands-on learning opportunities, and encourage lifelong learning of STEM subjects.
That's awesome. And hello out there, everyone. My name is Ime. I'm here from the Lawrence Hall of Science in Berkeley. I'm in the Lawrence. We are UC Berkeley's Public Science Center. We've got some cool exhibits, some awesome camps, and a couple of animal friends that you'll get to meet soon here. But the Lawrence's mission is to inspire and foster learning of science and math for all, especially those that have limited access to science. So we are excited to be joining for today's virtual family STEAM night. Excited to be working with Scientific Adventures for Girls.
Awesome, thanks, Ime. I see that we have some folks joining all the way down in San Jose, which is really awesome. So the theme for tonight's event is Valentine Science. So we're going to be focusing on the chemistry of chocolate treats and meeting some furry animal best friends. But before we get started, I'm curious, what do you love about Valentine's Day? So feel free to put your answers in the chat. Ime, what do you love about Valentine's Day?
About Valentine's Day, I'll be honest, it's the candy. I guess I still got a couple of leftover lollipops I'm enjoying. It's the candy for me.
Yeah, it's good
How
stuff.
about you?
I think for me, it's really having an excuse to show extra care for the people that I love. Not that we can't do that all the time, but it's nice to have the reminder and the structure. Oh, somebody loves treats at school. I feel that saw lots of treats at school this year. All right, we got some more folks from the East Bay. Hi, Edie. Oh my goodness, wow, this is so exciting. Hi, Aria. All right, so as a reminder, you can use the chat function in the webinar to chat with us panelists and the rest of the attendees as well. Everybody can see what we're putting in the chat. So since this is a webinar, we can't actually see all your wonderful faces or hear your voices tonight, but we're so excited that you're here. And also remember that we all have tricky internet sometimes. So if your video starts to slow down or it gets glitchy, just try your best to be patient. And the great news is that this event is currently being recorded and we're going to post this onto YouTube in the next week or so. So we'll make sure to email that link out to everybody. So during the event, we'll be guiding the kids through a series of interactive science activities. So in case you don't have a supply kit tonight, we're going to post the materials list in the chat very shortly. And the materials list is in English and Spanish. Also, if you would like to have captions in another language translated instantly for you tonight, you can click on Show Captions at the bottom of the screen and then turn on translation to choose your language. We'll also have directions for that coming into the chat. We'll be asking the adults to fill out 3 different polls throughout the event. They're very short, so please stick around and keep an ear out for that call to action to our grown-ups. And these polls really help us with making these fun, free events even better. So thank you in advance for your participation. All right, and we can see the material there. Cool.
Yep. And so those materials lists are in the chat. I also see some folks like the candy like me. Some folks like their chocolate, some of their flowers. So that's really awesome to see folks talking in the chat. I will mention if you picked up a FSN kit before tonight's event, now would be the time to go ahead and grab it and get ready to follow along. Our Valentine's Science event is going to last for an hour. So we'll be going till around 6:30. And at the end of the night, we're going to be raffling off a couple of exciting prizes, but you have to be present in order to be entered for that raffle. So make sure you stick around all the way till the end of the event if you would like to be part of that.
Awesome. And in just a minute, we're going to be sending out our first poll. So adults, this is where we need your help to take the poll for you and your household members. So in the poll, you'll answer a few questions that will just let us know more about who you are, who's joining us here tonight. So the poll should have just popped up on your screen. So we'll give you 1 to 2 minutes to fill out all 3 questions for you and for your family. So fill them out as best as you can and then press submit. And once you finish that poll, you're welcome to share in the chat. What are some of your favorite animals? We're going to meet some furry best friends tonight. So I'd love to hear about from folks, maybe some guesses about who we're going to meet or some animals that we especially love to spend time with. Okay, see, some folks didn't see a poll. No worries there. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. Oh, dogs, tigers. Oh my goodness. Great. And yeah, I love the idea of snuggling with a tiger. That's bold. Ooh, snakes. I didn't think that was going to be on the list. That's awesome. Wow, these are so many great ones. Okay. So we'll get another minute or so for the poll.
Oh, I see lots of cats and dog folks. And some, it looks like Annabelle is a fan of puppies. Those are the best version of dogs, I think. Oh, Shar mentions a tortoise and an axolotl. I did not know what an axolotl was until I came to the Lawrence, but those are some pretty cool animals too. Very nice. Giselle loves spiders. I can't do spiders, but these are some awesome animal friends that folks are mentioning.
Ooh, penguins. I'm a big fan of goats. Goats are one of my favorite animals. They're a lot of fun. If they hang out with people starting when they're little, then they really like to be with humans. They're sort of like dogs. They'll climb all over you. All right. Thank you so much for taking that poll. And let's see here. So as a reminder, we're going to have 2 more of those later on for you to take. And thank you again so much for your participation in those. So to get things started for the evening, we're going to roll into our official activities. My friends Erin and Ime are going to introduce some very special guests.
Hello, everyone. I am Erin, and I'm one of the educators here at the Lawrence Hall of Science. I'm normally on outreach, bringing our fun science programs into the community, but today I am here with some really special friends. This is Spock, and Spock is joined. Oh, he's really excited for what I have in my bowl here. So Spock is joined by Uhura, who is all the way over in their huge habitat they have here, all the way over there, eating some hay. And they are siblings. They were siblings that were rescued by the Oakland Animal Services, and now they get to hang out here. And it's really important and great that they were together because rabbits are social animals, just like we are. So, maybe you don't think you're a very social person, but we all need people in our lives. We have people that we live with, like Spock and Ahura here live together, but sometimes rabbits, they don't live with another rabbit, but they still need to see them. So they might have a neighbor rabbit, just like you might have neighbors or teachers or friends that don't live with you, but you see every day and you really look forward to seeing them. Rabbits are just like us in that way. And you might see that they're hanging out here in their enclosure. They have a huge habitat here to hang out in. And they do a lot of cool stuff in here. So just like us, they have hair. They have a little bit more hair than us, though, I think. And they like to groom each other. I was just watching Spock here licking Uhura's head, giving her a little affection on our Valentine's Day celebration. And you might not lick your friends, but you might do their hair or have them do your hair. So just like us, they interact. They like to groom each other. They also like to cuddle and nap. So just a little while ago, Spock here was laying down, really, really relaxed, and that is called flopping. So when bunnies are really, really relaxed, they will flop. They're so, so relaxed. And they also like to play. So after they've taken their naps, they will have some burst of energy, get all that energy out by running around. They have tunnels, they have these boxes here that they can rest in, these green boxes, or they can hop on them. And you can see Uhura way there in the back with her red wagon eating her hay, because after they go, there goes Spock. So they have all of this energy, and to get some of that energy out, or to get more energy, they eat all these grasses. So they have some grasses in these feeders here, and that is the healthiest thing for them to eat. They like to eat grass and leafy vegetables. But you might have heard that rabbits like to eat carrots. So who here has heard that rabbits like to eat carrots? I sure have. And you might think that carrots are a really, really healthy treat for rabbits, because they're a healthy treat for us, right? You eat carrots to be healthy. Well, for rabbits, carrots are candy. So today we're talking about chocolate. I have some carrots here, and they're in the shape of little hearts. They're getting in the swing of things here too. And if they see that I have this, Spock, Uhura, you guys want some carrots? Oh, yep, there they come. They're gonna have their little carrot treats. But just like chocolate is a sometimes treat for us, carrots are a sometimes treat for them, because they are so high in sugar. They have a lot of sugar in them. And so fruits and carrots are just a little treat. But we're going to have them celebrate too. They also had some dried flowers in there, because rabbits like to eat dried flowers. They're a little sweet too. So we don't eat our flowers on Valentine's Day, but they sure do. And you might notice that these rabbits, they might look a little different than rabbits that you might see in your neighborhood, like wild rabbits. And that's because Spock and Uhura here are something that we call domesticated. And that means that they have been conditioned to be used to people. They're not running away when somebody comes up to them, though sometimes they still get a little scared. But they have little different coat colors. They look a little different than wild rabbits, and that's from years and years of being in close contact with people for generations. Oh, they just finished up all of their snacks. That went really fast. They ate all of their flowers, all of their chocolates here. And the last thing that I can share about rabbits here is that they are crepuscular. Now, that's not a word we hear too often. So crepuscular means that they are not nocturnal, which means they would come out at night, and they're not diurnal, which means they come out during the day. They come out in the early morning and just before the sun sets. That's what crepuscular means. That's when they're safest to come out. So that's when you might see them around your neighborhood. So what's your favorite thing about rabbits? And do you have any questions? Share them in the chat and we can answer some of those questions that you got about our rabbit friends here.
So far, I've seen lots of love for our rabbits. One friend was asking, what are their names again? Can you remind us their name?
So we have the brown and white rabbit, that is Spock, and the gray rabbit is Uhura. And you might be familiar with these names if you're a fan of sci-fi, because there's a very popular sci-fi show, Star Trek, that they're named after. How fast do they eat? They eat really fast. I just put down a couple of carrot hearts for them, a couple of flowers, and they snap those right up, just like you might with some chocolate, and it's gone. They do live in forests. They have a dirt patch here to help them dig, which is a natural behavior they have. And you might not see them all the time because they live underground. They live in burrows that they dig. So if you see rabbits a lot, you might have a burrow near your house where the rabbits are living, that they call their home, that they come out from. They love to play together. They run around and chase each other, hop all around. They're really, really good friends. So their teeth,
Do you think that bunnies would like Legos? I saw a question in the chat
oh,
about that.
that they would like Legos.
Yeah.
They love to chew. So they have some chew toys here, and that helps their teeth too. So any toys that they have, they are definitely going to chew them. So Legos, maybe with the plastic, what they might like to chew on them, but maybe it wouldn't be the best thing for their teeth. Their toys are mostly made out of wood so that they can grind down their teeth because their teeth never stop growing, unlike our teeth. And I think that's good.
Saw Colin and another friend ask if rabbits can purr.
Yeah, they can make a noise that sounds like purring when they're really content, really happy, and if that's from grinding their teeth together. So they can grind their teeth and it makes a little noise that sounds like purring. And yeah, we're currently in the ADZ, the Animal Discovery Zone. If you come to the Lawrence Hall of Science, you can meet Spock and Uhura right here in our Animal Discovery Zone. And they were rescued by the Oakland Animal Service.
Lots of good questions coming in. Do you know how old Spock and Uhura are, Aaron?
Let's see. They are pretty young. They're about a year old. So they're still young guys. They
There's
can live for a really long time. Rabbits live for over 10 years. So if you got a rabbit, you have to have two of them. They live very, very long lives. Why are they so cute? You could do studies about why things are so cute. They're great, aren't they? I would sit here and study them, wouldn't you?
I saw a good question earlier from Alexa, and another friend mentioned about why are their ears so big? And
Yeah, that's a great question. So their ears, they're upright. Some domesticated rabbits, their ears are down, and we call that lop-eared. But these two, their ears are upright, and that helps them to keep a listen out for things. The bigger your dishes are on your head that your ears have, the more sounds that you can hear. So if you see them moving their ears, they use them to communicate how they're feeling, and they also use them to keep an eye out on any dangers that might be around them. So their teeth look kind of like our front teeth, except they just keep growing and get longer and longer throughout their life. So what's the difference between a bunny and a rabbit? So bunnies and rabbits, that's a really good question. I think that bunnies are like another name, like a bunny rabbit is like their full name. So they're still rabbits, but we call them something different sometimes. Why are their tails so small? So their tails, they do have really little tiny tails. That is a great question. I'm not exactly sure why their tails are so small, but if you ever see them run away, you sure can see that flash of white on the underside of their tail as they're running. So I see, how are wild bunnies different from these? So wild bunnies, they're a little bit smaller. They all usually have like gray or light brown coats that you might see. Um, And these guys, you can very easily tell, or mostly, if you see a domesticated rabbit that has maybe escaped, gotten loose out in the wild, because they're a little bit plumper. They have different coat colors, and most of the time they'll be a little bit more friendly towards people if you were to approach them. Oh, that's a great question. So, what's the difference between a bunny and a hare? So, hares are still in the same family as rabbits, but they are different. So, hares have even bigger ears, even bigger feet, and they are mostly found in the deserts. These have been a lot of great questions, but I think that you all have another chocolate activity coming up. So let's see what we're making next. Let's say bye to Spock and Ahura. They have been great today.
They have been great. Thank you so much, Aaron. And thank you, friends, for all the great questions about our rabbit friends. I saw someone ask, and yes, we did recently renovate the Animal Discovery Zone. So if you ever get a chance to come and check out Spock and Ahura in person, you can see all of the cute fluffiness firsthand. But as Aaron said, now is the time for our first hands-on activity of the night. So go ahead and grab your STEAM kit, take out the materials for the heart-shaped chocolate project. If you don't have a kit, that is totally okay. The supply list should have made it to you via email, and there's also a supply list in the chat. All you'll need are a tablespoon of chocolate chips, a heart-shaped mold or a plate, a microwave-safe cup or bowl, and a microwave. The person leading this activity is going to be awesome, Miss Joe. So we're going to pass it over to them. So go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, Ime. Wow, those bunnies were so cute. It's so amazing to get to learn about all the ways that animals care for each other, just like people. So now we're going to go into a whole other awesome part of Valentine's, which is cooking with chocolate. So in case you didn't already know, cooking is super full of chemistry. Basically, the whole thing is just chemistry that tastes delicious. And chemistry is the science of how different substances change and combine. And so there's two different kinds of changes that we're going to be looking at tonight. There's all sorts of different kinds of changes in chemistry, but we're going to be talking about reversible physical changes. Oh, reversible physical changes. Oh my goodness. And then also we're going to work with an irreversible physical change. So reversible means you can go back and forth between it. You can change it one way and then change it right back. And irreversible means if you change it one way, you can't change it back. It's going to be like that, or it would be super hard to change it back. So we're going to do both a reversible and an irreversible physical change. So, all right, I had some chocolate chips, and hopefully all of you have your chocolate chips right there in front of you. So I have a question for you all to answer, which is, are these chocolate chips you have a solid, a liquid, or a gas right now? Put your answers in the chat. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, no worries. I'm seeing lots of folks. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Yep. These are solid chocolate, which means that the shape does not change. It's just a solid thing. But I'm wondering if folks have some ideas about what will happen when we heat up this chocolate. Is it going to stay solid? Any ideas? What will happen if we add heat to the chocolate? Some folks are thinking it's going to melt. What does it turn into when it melts? Nice. Awesome. Yeah. So going from solid right into liquid. Fabulous. Okay. So first, make sure before we move to our next step that you're using a microwave safe cup or bowl from your home kitchen. Unfortunately, those super cute heart printed cups that we mailed to you for folks who got a kit are not microwave safe. So let's start by microwaving your cup of chocolate. You should have a tablespoon of chocolate chips for about 30 seconds. So give it 30 seconds, and then you're going to want to stir it, and we'll just kind of hang out in the chat while folks get that done. Yeah, so many guesses for liquid. So awesome. Now I know it's such a tiny little, it's a bit of chocolate. It's so tempting to just eat it, but remember not to eat it. You will get to eat it, but not yet. And yes, the bag that was sent is a tablespoon of chocolate. Really good question. We measured it out just for you. All right. And if your 30 seconds is up, oh, somebody's so happy with their chocolate. That's awesome. If your 30 seconds is up, you should take it out, give it a stir, and then give it another 15 or 30 more seconds, depending on what your microwave is like. And if you feel like it's going a little bit fast, no worries. We're going to put all this into the, yes, if you don't have a microwave, you're welcome to just melt it over the stove. It doesn't have to be a microwave either. And you just want to pop those chocolate chips in a cup, pop that in the microwave for 30 seconds and let it melt. It's just the tiniest bit. All right. We'll give it a few more seconds here and make sure you have parent supervision. Thank you, Giselle. Yes. Yes, indeed. You can totally stir with that popsicle stick. Yes, absolutely. The hot cocoa mix we're going to work with in just a second. Not a second, actually, in a few minutes. But yes, you will get to play with that. But for now, our first activity is just the chocolate chips. And if it's looking liquid, you don't have to put it in the microwave anymore. You can just hang out until we move on, which will be very, very shortly. All right, so let us know if your chocolate has now turned into liquid. Let us know as it melted up. So I have my liquid chocolate right here. I melted it a little bit ago. Might be a little bit hard to see. Oh gosh. Let's see if I can reveal this in the thing. This is liquid chocolate in here. It's a little bit thick, but it's still doing its thing. It's still liquid. So what happened when we put it in the microwave was that the chocolate approached its melting point. So keep on heating it up if you still haven't reached that point. But the melting point is the temperature at which a solid starts to turn into a liquid. So I have a question for you all. Don't put any water in the chocolate, just chocolate on its own should be fine with the heat. Does anybody have any idea what temperature in degrees Fahrenheit is the melting point of water? Anybody have any idea? Or not water, but ice rather. When does ice start to turn into water? Any guesses? How many degrees Fahrenheit? Just guess. Whatever you think. 212, 98, 360, 212. Awesome. 32, 10, awesome. So I think we were seeing opposite sides of the scale. So we were seeing people guessing the boiling point of water, which is also really important. So that's going to be 212 Fahrenheit. But when we're talking about the melting point over in Cold Town over here, that is going to be 33 degrees Fahrenheit is when that's going to start to melt. So 32, it's still frozen. And then 33, that ice is going to melt. Now, what about chocolate? What do we think is the temperature at which chocolate is going to start to melt and go from a solid into a liquid? Let's throw some guesses out for that one. All right. 35, 83, 47, cool. 100. These are great guesses. These are awesome guesses. So it depends on what kind of chocolate you've got. If you've ever noticed that milk chocolate tends to melt a little easier than dark chocolate. But it's about 61 degrees Fahrenheit, give and take, when chocolate is going to go from a solid into a liquid. So in the microwave, it went way beyond 61 degrees. So it got nice and liquidy, nice and fast. So awesome. Great guesses here. So now that we have our solid chocolate melted into a liquid, if you have your steam kit that you received in the mail, you can pull out your cute little heart-shaped mold right here. And if you're working with tools from home, you can just use a plate and maybe a spoon or a popsicle stick to just make your own little chocolate sculpture or painting onto the plate, however you want. But we're gonna just take either your popsicle stick or if you have a spoon and just scoop your chocolate right into your mold here. So I'm throwing it into the mold. There it goes. And just fill it up until the mold is full. You'll have a little bit extra, which means that you can probably eat it, which is exciting. But you don't want to eat what's in your heart mold yet because it hasn't gone through its next physical change that we're going to go through. So we're going to let our chocolate sit for a while before we eat it. And I'm wondering if folks are thinking, what will happen while it sits? Put your ideas in the chat. What's going to happen to the chocolate while it sits? Oh, somebody says freeze. I think that's a good way to put it. It won't quite freeze, right? Unless you put it in the freezer, but something definitely will happen. Yeah, keep guessing. That's right. Yeah, it's going to harden all over again, right? It's going to go from liquid back into a solid. So that's what we're talking about when we mentioned those reversible changes earlier. So melting chocolate back and forth is a reversible change. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what that's going to look like. Make sure you wait because you're going to have the cutest little chocolate candy of your life if you just are patient about it. And if you put it in the fridge, it'll happen a little faster. But this is what it's going to look like. You can just pop it right out of your mold when it's all ready. And then you have cute little chocolate heart. So awesome. I love this activity. It's such a delicious, simple way to watch chemistry in action. And remember, again, make sure your chocolate's all the way cool and hardened so you can pop it out of your mold and have your chocolate candy. And please enjoy.
Thank you, Joe. That looks and sounds like a delicious activity. I'm curious how folks' chocolate hearts are looking at home. So some folks aren't done yet, and that is totally okay. Remember, if it went by a little quick for you, if you're still waiting for it to melt, whatever happened, this webinar is going to be posted on Scientific Adventures YouTube page in the next week or so. So you can come back and rewatch it to see some instructions on how to make your chocolate heart. But since you've all been working so hard and doing some good chemistry work, I think we can take a little break. I'm going to pass it back over to Miss Joe to help us out with a little intermission.
Thanks, Ime. So we're going to take a short 4-minute break, in which time we're going to have a fun, silly intermission video, and the kiddos can sit back and relax while we ask the grown-ups a few more poll questions. And the poll is 3 questions long, and so you should be able to finish it up quickly and then enjoy the rest of our silly Valentine's themed video. And today's video is a silly Valentine's freeze dance, and be sure to dance along if you can. All right, let's get into it. right. Thanks so much, everybody. So thank you for taking that poll. Next up, we're gonna do our next activity. So the materials are arriving in the chat now. Oh, somebody's chocolate's already hard because they froze it. That sounds remarkable. That was very fast. Most of us are going to probably need to wait a little longer than just a 5-minute break. But that's very exciting. Okay, so the materials for our chemical properties of cocoa. All right, here we go. Very simple. We just have our packet of hot cocoa, or if you have just like cocoa from home, that's totally fine. Doesn't have to be in a packet. And make sure we have some cold water or milk to mix with the cocoa. You can use your Awesome Hearts printed cup for this one, as long as if you microwave it later, just switch it into a different container and then you can drink it out of that cup if you want to. And we'll be doing the activity with cold liquid, but you're welcome to heat it up afterwards to enjoy. And if you have already heated up your liquid, then that's totally fine too, because it would have made sense to assume that was the case, and it'll work either way. So in this activity, we are just exploring sort of a simple chemical property of cocoa, but this is a big vocab word alert, and our word is hydrophobic. Say it with me, hydrophobic. So let's break down that big old word into chunks to see if we can figure out what it means. So hydro, oh, awesome. I see somebody already with an awesome guess. Hydro means, yeah, it means water. Awesome. And then phobic, like somebody else just guessed, is scared. It means fear. So the word together means fear of water. And I see all these awesome guesses. Yes. So and another hint with what this word might mean, especially when we're thinking about chemistry, we're going to add a movement to go with it. So you can do this with me if you'd like to, but we're going to go hydrophobic. Hydrophobic. So hydrophobic means that a substance is water repelling, or it does not want to be near water, or does not mix easily with water. The opposite of hydrophobic is hydrophilic. Any guesses what hydrophilic might mean? How can someone be scared of what they drink? Well, right, so it's not for things that are alive, right? It's just for liquids or solids. We're not talking about living things, but that makes sense. Yeah, we sort of give them this personality to help us understand what they're doing. Yeah, love of water, hydrophilic. So philic is the opposite of phobic, means loving, and then water loving. So it mixes well with water. Awesome. So let's do that one more time, but this time we're gonna go hydrophilic. Loves water, hydrophilic. And so we've got hydrophilic and hydrophobic. All right, cool. So let's take our cocoa packets and our cup of milk or water, and then a spoon or a popsicle stick to give this little test a try. So, all right, open up your packet of cocoa, and you want to get some right onto your stick or your spoon. I just have some balancing on my stick like this. And without letting it fall off the spoon and without mixing it in, please very carefully just dunk it into your liquid. So here's my little mug of water, and I'm just gonna dunk this in and then take it right back out. And notice if anything is happening here. Oh yeah, oil is hydrophobic, folks, you're making that connection, absolutely. So you can even try it a couple times and just see, notice if anything interesting is happening or unexpected as you're dunking this cocoa into your water. Tell us what you see in the chat. I want to hear folks' observations. All right. And then the secondary piece of this, if you're dunking it in, so some of us might be noticing that when you dunk the cocoa into the water, usually when you dunk something into water, it gets wet, right? And it's possible that the top layer of your cocoa might be getting wet. I know for me, most of mine is just staying totally dry. It's a little bit hard to see there, even though it's going under the water. And the next step you can take if you do have a wet layer on your cocoa is take that toothpick if you have one, or if you have any, even just your finger, and you can kind of nudge it aside and see what's going on underneath. And just notice how the cocoa, even though you dunked the whole thing in the water, is going to be dry underneath, and even the drops of milk or water might even fall right off of the cocoa, which is showing, yeah, staying on the top, so it's hard to mix in. Absolutely. So that's showing how cocoa is hydrophobic, which means that it does not like to mix with water. Yeah, inside is dry, the outside's more hard and wet. Why is it dry? It's such a good question, right? It's because the cocoa doesn't want to mix with water. It has to do with the chemistry of cocoa. It's hydrophobic. Okay, so you can keep exploring that, but once you are ready, you can start dunking the whole thing right into your liquid if you want to, and stir it around. And don't think that the chemistry is over yet, because it certainly is not. Because now what you're doing is making a solution. A solution is a chemistry word for combining two substances. Can you say solution? Solution. Yeah, so it's a really important word you're going to hear a lot in chemistry. A lot of chemistry is making solutions and seeing what happens. And so next time you drink hot chocolate, even tonight, you can impress your friends and family by letting them know the chemistry term for this tasty drink, which is a chocolate solution. Somebody's learned this stuff in science class already. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So use your spoon or your stick to stir that together and enjoy. Now, if it isn't dissolving, because as we have heard, cocoa is hydrophobic and does not like to mix with liquid, heating it up will definitely help it along. Another little chemistry trick. So this dissolving, going way back to the beginning, is another one of those physical changes. So it's still chocolate in the water. It hasn't transformed into anything new. So if the chocolate turned into strawberry, that would be a chemical change, and that would be very cool. But that's not what we're doing here tonight. We're doing a physical change, but do we think this is a reversible or an irreversible physical change? Can we go back? Can we turn it back into powdered cocoa? Any guesses in the chat? So with our chocolate heart, we could turn it back and forth, back and forth. But what about our cocoa and our milk or water? Yeah, no, people are saying, gosh, that would be hard. Maybe we could do it. Somebody says yes, maybe, and that's possible. We could maybe do it with some heat and maybe some time, but in terms of a quick back and forth change, not so much. And so that's, once again, one of our irreversible changes. Voila. Chemistry is both fascinating and delicious. Okay, so please, I hope everyone's enjoying their chocolate solution as you're mixing it up. And if you want to get creative with other chocolatey experiments in the kitchen, you can try baking brownies. Brownies and baking in general are a really great example of chemical changes. So when we do baking and we put batter in the oven and it turns into cake or it turns into brownies, that's an example of a chemical change. So that's how you can keep exploring chemistry in the kitchen. So we're now launching our final set of questions for you to answer before we announce the raffle prize winners. So adults, please help by answering these last questions for your family or household. You're gonna have 2 minutes to answer them as best you can. Thank you so much. I know we're just throwing out the polls all night long. We really appreciate your help with these. And then press submit once you're finished. And SAFG has been working hard throughout the whole year to host a variety of these virtual family STEAM nights for families to enjoy. So your feedback is really helpful, helping us find ways to improve future events for you. So thank you in advance for your participation. Really appreciate it. I'm seeing people having fun enjoying their chocolate in the chat. Oh, people loving brownies. I also love brownies. So much, so much. Somebody wants their cocoa back. I'm sorry, you're out of luck. Maybe you didn't finish your whole packet. You can have some of that's left over. I'm so glad people are having fun. It's been so fun to be here with you all.
This has been so much fun. I'm a little jealous, Joe. I can't lie to you. I wish I had some cocoa and chocolate.
Should have sent you a steam kit.
It's cool. I think while folks are finishing up that poll, I'm curious, what are some other things folks like to cook, or maybe your favorite chocolate treat? Brownies are always super delicious. Hot cocoa. Ooh, cake. Elisha, I hear you. Especially chocolate cake. So good. So good. Ooh, Char likes cookies. Definitely. I see Nathan, it's all good. Remember, this whole webinar is going to be recorded, so it will be on YouTube in the next week. You'll get to check it out there. Thank you, folks, for still filling out those polls. And the donuts, the chocolate donuts. There's so many delicious chocolate foods. I didn't even think about this, but donuts and cookies and cake and brownies. Can we just go back to Valentine's Day and get some more chocolate treats?
Thank you so much for answering those poll questions. My favorite chocolate treat. Oh my gosh, I have so many answers to that question. Brownies, honestly, a great brownie is really hard to beat. I feel really passionate about a really good brownie. So, all right, thank you so much again for answering those poll questions. And it is now raffle time. And our wonderful Giselle is going to help make the raffle happen. But we have everybody's names who are currently here. So anybody who registered, even if they registered, they have to be here at the event in order to be entered into our digital raffle machine. And there's going to be 3 winners who will receive prizes via mail. Thank you so much to the Lawrence Hall of Science for donating 2 of those prizes to us. And we'll also be providing some science themed gifts for you all. So once your name is called, just please send us a private message in the Zoom chat to panelists only is what you'll want to choose, with your name and your email. And then we'll follow up with you afterwards so we can find out about how to mail you your prize, what address is going to be best to use. And here comes the wheel of names. And our first winner is Tiffany Scott. That is exciting. Tiffany, go ahead and send us a private chat with your email address that you'd like us to reach out to you via. All right. And winner number 2, here it comes. We have KB. KB. Congratulations to KB. Very exciting. And number 3, here comes our raffle winner, number 3. We have Rachel Portage. Rachel. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Awesome. Wow. Congratulations to all of our raffle prize winners. We're really excited to get those to you. And thank you all so much for joining this evening. For those who didn't win a prize tonight, please enjoy your tasty chocolate this evening. And a big shout out to the Lawrence Hall of Science, to Ime and Erin for collaborating with us to put on this event. So feel free to check us all out on our social media pages. There's all existing on Instagram, and we have websites and all that good stuff you can see here on the final screen. And just keep following along as we continue to bring science into your homes. Enjoy this last week of February. Valentine's was last week, but it's still Valentine's season, so keep enjoying. And remember to show your friends and family some love. And thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.